Fallout 4 got an update. I repeat, Fallout 4 got an update. This is crazy. I mean, Fallout 4 is a 9-year-old RPG. It's a single player that came from a company that has live service games, and it actually got an update that added new content as well as bug fixes. I mean, that's just crazy, right? I think we could all agree that's crazy. Anyways, there has been a bit of a back and forth between whether or not the update was good or not, mainly because it introduced some new bugs, it broke mods, whatever, right? I decided I would see for myself. I would test to see what I think about the update, and since I'm a fairly vanilla player, this was a really different experience for me, because it's new content in a game that I've pretty much had down for a while. I know my Fallout 4, I have done it so many times. Like, I've played through the game over and over again. I know my stuff, so it's new content. It's just crazy. It's crazy to me. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. I'm rambling. Let's get into the run. How is Fallout 4's next gen update? Well, I decided to get the official new player experience. I would start a new account just for the update. I also had to do this because I had to kill no rad roaches inside the vault because I need another account to do my runs in because I upgraded to an Xbox Series X. But that's besides the point. I got out of the vault and it was time to experience the brand new update and all the weapons it added. I decided to start with the makeshift ones because that's kind of cool. I thought it was a really cool idea for Fallout 4 because we really don't get to see that many makeshift weapons in the game. I mean, we have the pipe guns, which are cool, and we have like the junk jet and stuff, but other than that, we don't really have any more like bootleg weapons. No, we use pretty normal, well, I wouldn't call them normal, but we use weapons that are like pre-war and stuff. So these I thought would be really cool, and I was right, they are cool. It's just unfortunate I can't really use them. Like I said, I'm playing on an Xbox Series X, so the makeshift weapon pack is just completely broken for me. Basically, all the textures are missing, and I'm shooting big error marks out of all of my guns. I see it's working exactly as intended. I mean, I did get to try out some of the weapons because I still did the little quest that's tied to it, and they're okay. I can't really see what's going on, but the nail gun's pretty much the nail gun from New Vegas. The saw launcher is like a budget gauze rifle, and I think that's cool. Mainly because we don't really get to use the gauze rifle mechanic too much in Fallout 4. I like the gauze rifle, and the fact that we can't really use it because it's so rare and expensive to shoot, it's kind of sad. And it's nice that we got like a new, cheaper version of it. That's not to say it's weak either. It's actually a really strong weapon. It's just that it's not as strong. Anyways, the quest is pretty basic. Basically, you're just fighting some raiders to get to some plans. And the first group of raiders aren't too bad. I mean, there were a couple like raider psychos, but I was able to take them out with some of the new weapons. And once I ran out of ammo for them, I just used a pool cue to kill them. After I killed them, I did the second part of the quest, which is basically to find the dude who's selling all the weapons and kill him because you want the weapons. He's using a fat man, which to be fair makes him really scary. Like, he could obviously one-shot you, but the thing is, the fight went completely sideways super early on. Okay, let me break this down for a second. I ran in there with like 50 feral ghouls following me. I just ran up the stairs for safety, and everybody started fighting. Like, legit everybody. And then that idiot, the dude with the fat man, Marvin or whatever he's called, launches it close range and kills everybody up there. Ghouls and all. I mean, you don't even have to play the game plays itself. The fat man itself is actually really cool. I do like the piggy bank launcher. Not too much to say about it though, it's just like a fat man that launches bottle cap mines. It's a cool weapon, but it's not exactly the most unique. The baseball launcher though, that's pretty cool and unique. Can't really judge it all that well, mainly because I can't see it, but basically from what I could tell, it's like a junk jet, but it rapidly shoots baseballs. The baseballs themselves don't do a lot of damage, but if you manage to chain a bunch together, you could actually do a hefty amount of damage with it. Anyways, that's the last of the makeshift weapons, and although I didn't really get to see them, I had a lot of fun with this. There was also one I missed, which is the pipe grenade launcher. Basically, it's just a grenade launcher made out of some old pipes. It's really cool from what I've seen. I actually really like grenade launchers, especially in Fallout. I'm a little sad that I didn't find one and I wasn't able to use it, but that's okay. I'd prefer to use it when its texture is actually loaded. There was also a Chinese grenade launcher, which is similar, except it launches multiple grenades. Another cool one, but I didn't really get to use this one either because once again, textures were broken, it was completely invisible. Next up, I decided I'd get an incinerator, but I ended up messing up and doing the wrong quest, so I instead got the Hellfire power armor. The armor is being held by just some random forged, which is one of those raiders, and he has it, and he has a flamer, and he's pretty intimidating, he's scary, whatever. I have a fat man. I mean, there's no other way that fight was gonna play out, right? The armor itself, well, it's armor. There's not too much to say about it. It's power armor. What am I going to say? Oh, it protects me from bullets. Yeah, no, duh, it's power armor. I mean, the design's alright. It's a little derpy, but I'll take it, and it's got some really good defensive stats, but not too much to say about it. It's power armor. Next, I was planning to get the incinerator, and this time I actually was ready to do the right quest, except I misstepped. I randomly walked into an area. I'm not sure if this was a random encounter, or if this was actually a quest encounter, but I ran into an Enclave ambush, and they were about to kill me, and one of them was actually a Hellfire troop with an incinerator, so I was able to get my incinerator off him. I'm sure they would have been a hard fight, but the thing is, I'm in power armor with a fat man. I could launch that thing pretty close range without being too scared, so I was actually able to kill all of them with a single bullet. Well, a very large and explosive bullet, but still a single bullet. Now the incinerator. I don't know what to say about this one, other than it is a thing of beauty. I love the incinerator. You guys know me. I love the incinerator in 3. I love the incinerator in New Vegas. I love the incinerator in Fallout 76. But there was no incinerator in Fallout 4, and I feel like I was scammed. Well, now there's an incinerator in Fallout 4, and it is brilliant. No other way to describe it except absolutely radiant. This thing kept me entertained for hours. Hours! Anyways, after messing around with the incinerator for a bit, I decided to get the XO2 power armor, as that one was supposed to be kind of hard to get. I mean, it was. This one, though, I didn't really like it because it was kind of awkward. It felt very Creation Clubby, if you know what I mean. So you're going and doing some quests, and the quest itself is pretty cool. Like, you have to, like, hack some things, do a holotape thing. It's alright, you know, there's some cool stuff in there. But then the Enclave shows up. Well, the Enclave shows up. I don't really know why, but this isn't anything like the Enclave. I don't know what was going on. They're raiders with laser weapons, and for some reason captain hats. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what was going on there. I don't know if it was something with my leveling, but these guys didn't have combat armor, they didn't have anything. They were just basic raiders, essentially. And so I was like two-shotting them with the incinerator. On top of that, they were dropping ridiculous amounts of ammo. Like, I'm talking like 100, 150 fusion cells, and that's really crazy. Mainly because I'm about to get a really good weapon that uses fusion cells, and that's just going to completely break the game. Anyways, that's not what I'm here about though. I was here about the XO2 power armor, which is the power armor that the Enclave uses in Fallout 3, and it's cool. It's actually a really cool set of power armor. I like its design, it looks really neat, and I think overall it's a really cool set of power armor. I could definitely see myself using this in like casual playthroughs. It's cool, it's really, really cool. But once again, it's power armor, what I'm going to say. Anyways, next up was the Tesla cannon, and this one, where do I start with this one? It is crazy. I don't know what to say. The quest itself is about as fetch questy as you can get. Go here, go here, go here, follow here. At the end, you have to like listen to this beacon, which is kind of cool. It's like tracking down the cursor on your first playthrough, but it's in the glowing sea. There are only so many locations you could go to. So it wasn't exactly hard to find where I was supposed to go. And once you get there, you find a bunch of ash piles, and then you like read some notes. And then all of a sudden, there he is. I don't know. I don't know. He just like teleports on you and kills you. It's so crazy. To be fair, I don't even remember this dude's name, but this dude is one of the strongest things in Fallout. Like, he has to be. He has a Tesla cannon, one of the strongest weapons. He has enough health to tank a fat man shell straight to the gut. Like, I shot him direct shot in the gut with a piggy bank fat man, which does more damage. He was like, oh yeah, regular Tuesday. Like, he survived that. Keep in mind, it would take 2 fat man shells to kill this man. It takes 2 fat man shells to kill Swan, one of the bosses in the game. Anyways, aside from this dude and his ridiculous amount of health, there isn't really anything guarding the Tesla cannon. So once I killed him, because I was able to kill him, I picked it up off his corpse, and it's crazy. Like, it's insane how powerful it is. Like, it's ungodly strong. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I obviously had to work for this, but still, it's so strong. It's 75 base damage, that's energy mind you, and it shoots pretty quickly, and the bullets are explosive. It only uses one cell per shot, and it reloads instantly. I think it's probably the strongest weapon in the game. Like, maybe a fully leveled out spray and pray can beat it out, but I think that's the only thing that could beat it, honestly. Now, I really like the Tesla cannon, but I decided I needed a challenge. I needed to test it against something. So I decided I'd go fight the unarmored Triggerman in Vault 114. Yeah, no, I think it goes without saying. The Tesla cannon is ungodly strong. It must be like a crime to use this thing. Anyways, next bit of update. Next up, I decided I'd actually get the incinerator that the game gives you through a quest, and this one, I don't really know what to say about this one. I mean, you go to Sawdust Ironworks, where the Forged are headquartered, and you read a bunch of notes about how they found an incinerator, and they decided to hang it up on a box or something, and you have to get it, but in order to get it, you need some fireproof boots, and in order to do that, you need some raider armor and some secret plans. It's honestly pretty cool. It's a little bit of work, but the reward's just not worth it. It really isn't. You get a legendary incinerator. That's it, a random legendary incinerator. I got Ghoul Slayer incinerator. Why would I want a Ghoul Slayer incinerator? It's so useless. The thing already kills ghouls so quickly. Why would I need to kill him faster? Anyways, after that, I decided I'd go do Echoes of the Past, the real Enclave quest, and okay, so I knew this wasn't going to be like an actual quest line or a quest, like, you know what I mean, like, it's not going to be like Fallout 4 base game quest, and that's simply because Bethesda can't be like, oh, we're having an update, let's get the entire team over, voice actors and everything, and let's do a full-on quest. No, they can't really do that anymore. The game's 9 years old. Some of the voice actors for some of the characters probably wouldn't even sound the same. Anyways, the quest itself is kind of basic. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, it's a cool quest. You get to fight basically some small encampments of Enclave, and they're pretty unique enemies, mainly because a good chunk of them have power armor. One of them had tier 5 Hellfire armor, which is a really good set, like a really good suit. And they are really well armed. Like, you don't really see like plasma weapons out in the wild in Fallout 4. Like, these guys have, like, they have the gear. The final part of the quest just takes you to a small building in the glowing sea, and it's time for a pretty cramped fight. Most of the enemies in this one have power armor, making them super scary. But on top of that, the dude outside has a Tesla cannon. I've already established how powerful the Tesla cannon is. Realistically, this makes him one of the strongest enemies in the game. I mean, automatically holding that weapon makes anyone one of the strongest enemies in the game, just because how powerful it is. Well, after I killed him, you go downstairs into the building. You have to fight an Enclave Colonel. He's not that intimidating. I killed him pretty quickly, but you do get his coat, and it's honestly really cool. Its stats aren't great. It's just like Elder Maxon's coat, 50 damage resistance, no energy resistance, so it's not great, like I said, but it's still a really cool armor piece. And at this point, I thought the quest was done. I honestly did. And then you're ambushed by Enclave, and it is ridiculous how much they send at you. If I wasn't holding some of these items that I got from doing the update stuff, they would have just taken me out. First off, they come in a vertibird, which, cool, scary, but cool. And there's multiple ones in power armor, mainly XO2, so they have really good defense, and there's a Hellfire troop in there. I managed to take out the vertibird with the Tesla cannon because it takes out super quick, and a few of the soldiers did die in there, but as soon as the power armor people landed, I realized I was in trouble, because they have like incinerators and plasma rifles, and they were doing good damage. Like, they were doing really good damage to me. Unfortunately for them though, I have a rank in heavy gunner, so I'm doing about 100 damage with the Tesla cannon, and yeah, it's chewing through everything. Honestly, I don't think I could have encountered a stronger enemy by this point than these guys, and the Tesla cannon destroyed them. Okay, well, after you kill these guys, you finish up the Enclave's quest. I mean, there's a bit more. You could like go to their camps and find like these manuals, and you figure out how to build some stuff. I think you could build like turrets and some decorations and stuff. I didn't actually do this because I didn't feel like working with workshops today. I was just not up for it. And so that actually wraps up most of the new stuff. I mean, there's a new Halloween workshop thing, but the thing is that's actually completely broken on Xbox. Not that I was that excited to actually do it. So overall, what do I think of this DLC? Well, I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool that a 9-year-old, 9 years, let that sink in, 9-year-old RPG, single player RPG, sorry, got an update. Regardless of how I feel about how much they added or how little they added, I love that they added new content for us. I love it. In the end of the day, it really feeds into what kind of game Fallout 4 is. Like, come on, we've all replayed Fallout 4 a couple times. Like, you know, like a couple times, like once, twice, 15, 16 times, you know. And it's just nice to see new content in a game that a lot of us have mastered, to be honest. Like, I know almost everything in Fallout 4. And I know that's a pretty bold statement to say because it's a Bethesda game, there's a lot of crap in there. But you get what I'm saying. I know a lot about Fallout 4, nothing really surprises me anymore. And the fact that we got new content, that's just so cool. That's so cool to me. I really had a lot of fun with this video. It's nice to just mess around in Fallout sometimes. I don't really get to do that often. I mean, don't get me wrong, the challenge runs are fun, but I don't really get an experience like this often, so I had a lot of fun with this one. You want to know what else was fun? Having to record the same commentary 4 times in a row. Yup, you thought I didn't rant this time? No, I am going to rant. Guess what happened when I was recording this video? First time, I woke up at 7 o'clock today and got up and I was like, I'll do some recording. Guess what happened? I woke up at 7 o'clock. I had no caffeine, nothing. I was so sleepy I sounded like a zombie when I was recording. Take 2. I decided, hey, you know what would be cool? I could put noise suppression on my mic. I messed up the settings and it cut out the first 4 words in every sentence for 20 minutes. Take 3. I took off the noise suppression and messed with my noise gate a bit. Guess what? All you can hear in the mic was shh. And finally, we're on take 4, which hopefully went well. I mean, I'm not sure, I'm still recording it, but hopefully it went well. Regardless, that's all I have time for in today's video. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one.